Yes guys, what's going on? Hashtag Shorty here. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be finishing off this little mini series where we're looking once again at the top 5 most overpowered and meta players in each position. And here today we've got none other, no better than the attackers here today, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously we've done this previously before, as mentioned many times now in the midfielders one and defenders one. I'm recording all of these in one go, so it's all getting a bit mumbo jumbo right here. But we have got the exciting one here today, looking at the attackers, all the fantastic options that we've got. And like I mentioned before, guys, I obviously want to do an updated version just because of these amazing promos that we've got absolutely flying around the gaff at the moment that are adding so many sensational and spectacular cards to the game. If you do enjoy the video, chaps, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. And one thing I'll say in the intro that I said in the other videos as well, it's just really important to remember in this video, guys, we're not going to put SBC cards into these teams, and we're also not going to put icons as well, just because, you know, I could put R9 in the strikers and be like, he's the most meta, but like, it's not very helpful to you guys, is it? Like, we can't all afford R9, let's be honest. But without further ado, that's enough blabbing on from me, ladies and gents. Let's jump straight into it. And first off, now, don't laugh. You're not allowed to laugh. Starting off with the left wingers, as I mentioned before, I know you guys might laugh at this, but we want to include a few sort of like cheaper players, that type of thing. A Chimpong, looking at this man, high-low work rates. Now, I know he's in a strange league, but this would be a great man to have, especially coming off your bench, even just as a super sub. He'll be absolutely wonderful and fantastic. And look at that agility and balance. I'm very tempted to try him in my RTG team this weekend. So he's a great man to start us off. I'm very well aware, not the greatest of leagues, but we always want to include one or two cheap ones for you guys who don't have as many coins. And another player who fits that category very well is the man Danjuma, who, this is on my main account. I packed him like, probably like 6 years ago. I mean, anyway, packed him a while ago at the start of this game, and he's actually gone on to get some great upgrades, guys. I mean, Liga Santander, obviously a great league to be in terms of links, and obviously that's another thing we always mention that adds to these players and obviously adds to their price of them being meta and overpowered, is being in the overpowered leagues and being in the leagues where you link to all the other overpowered players. God, you're a genius, it's just crazy. But for real, guys, looking at this card, 93 pace, great shooting and passing, fantastic upgrades going off here, along with the dribbling, which is absolutely great now at 89. I can certainly see this card starting to creep in to a lot of people's FUT Champions teams and that type of stuff, because he's got a lot of stats to back it up, boys, you know what I mean? Along with 91 stamina and 84 strength, that's great on a winger. And next up, we've got the Versus Fire Marcus Rashford, who I've actually used in my RTG team last week, and he was really good. One thing that's always a bit disappointing about Rashford, obviously, is the 3-star weak foot, but the 5-star skills, as we've mentioned in the previous videos with these meta players, is just absolutely invaluable, as we all know. And a really well-rounded card, 92 pace, 87 shooting, 82 passing, 90 dribbling, and 80 physical is absolutely fantastic. And obviously a lot of the time with these left mids and right mids, guys, even though you start them there in game, you might play them up front, and Rashford's definitely one of them players that you might end up playing up front, especially if you want him to be your main man in your squad. And another left winger coming up is the man Ginola. Now, this is an extremely expensive card. This is 1.7, it says bought for, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1.3 now on PS and something like $1 million on Xbox. But I seriously can't rave about this man enough, chaps. If you've got the coins for Ginola, a lot of people ask me, Ginola or Mbappe, Ginola or Neymar, or do you know what I mean, that type of thing. Go for Ginola, in my opinion, chaps. I absolutely love him. I can't rave about him enough. Mbappe and Ginola is quite a tough conversation, actually. I will admit that. But the 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot on someone who's 6'1", chaps, I cannot rave about that enough. Really great strength as well. And just look at the agility. For someone who's 6'1" to have 91 agility, you really do feel that in game as well with Ginola, and that's one thing that I absolutely love about him. His links as well are just so good, you know, linking to Kante, linking to Pogba. You can really link Ginola into these top meta teams, and that's why I just can't rave enough about him. But ladies and gents, there was only one man who I could put in #1 spot for these left midfielders / left wingers. It's the man Vinicius Jr. Now, he is just amazing. I cannot rave enough about Vinicius Jr., boys. If you want a guy in your team that you can just back to just be overpowered as hell, this is the guy for you. Look at the stamina, the agility is unbelievable, the pace is it's just an absolute joke. A lot of the time I bring this guy off the bench, and the difference he makes, he's literally won me games in tournaments this year himself by when he comes on in the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of a game and just absolutely blitzes the opponent's defense. It's bloody scary, boys. He's just like a lightning bolt. Okay, what has just happened to my voice? It's just mind-blowing. He's sending my head west. I can't advise Vinicius Jr. enough, chaps. What an absolutely amazing card. One of the most fun cards I've used in FIFA. The 5-star skills as well. Jesus Christ, running out of words for this man. Whew. It's okay, Alex, breathe. But that's the left mids, left wings, left forwards wrapped up there, chaps. Let's jump into the right side and see what's popping off there. And into the right wings, right mids, right forwards. We have got ourselves starting off Chiesa. Now, this is a man I've used on my RTG team a couple of weeks back. seriously, cannot rave about him enough. Now, when we did this video at the start of the year, chaps, his 83, you know, normal base gold card, I put in the video because I thought, as a cheap one to start off with, he's amazing. And he is still pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure he's under 200k. Look at these stats, ladies and gents. It's just, yeah, fantastico, fantastico. Oh, God, the Italian has really come out. The 94 pace, 92 dribbling, 87 shooting. 4-star, 4-star obviously leaves a bit more to be desired. Would love to see if we could get a 5-star in there with Chiesa. But you know what? You can't be too greedy, chaps. He is an absolutely amazing card. Really enjoyed him my RTG, and obviously has some great links in the Serie A. Now, next up, we've got Adama Traore. The one I used last week was the fire one. However, I would say the ice one is a little bit better. Having that shooting on Adama is just amazing. But I can't rave enough about this guy in terms of the impact he has on games. Quite similar to Vinicius Jr. He's certainly someone who's going to be on my bench as a super sub. The only letdown with Adama is the weak foot. Obviously leaves so much more to be desired. But this one now can even shoot, right? The shot power is absolutely great. The finishing at 83, you definitely want to get some sort of chemistry style that ups the finishing on him, chapettes. But look at his card, boys. The 90 agility, the 96 strength. And look at the pace. It's just blistering. And you really do feel that strength in game. I can't advise literally enough trying Adama Traore out in game. You guys will really enjoy them, along with them high-low work rates as well. It's just spectacular. Right, the accent fest absolutely goes on. Next up, the man Ousmane Dembele, a card that is quite expensive, the rule breaker Dembele. However, if we're looking at his stats, he is just absolutely fantastic. It's the Dembele we all know and love, the 5-star 5-star, like I've mentioned many a time. You don't see it on many a player, literally, so it's extremely invaluable, and I'd love to see Dembele get a few more better cards throughout the year, but this one is obviously still absolutely fantastic. And if you can get him into your squad, especially up front with that 5-star 5-star, you're just so unpredictable. You'll have a lot of fun, chaps. Next up, another right midfielder. We've got another man with 5-star 5-star, and Corona's really the cheap one that I wanted to talk about here, guys, because he's literally 20,000 coins, chaps, for someone who has 5-star 5-star and these types of stats. Now, obviously, one thing I know that is hard with Corona is the fact that, I literally keep saying Corona, is the fact he's in quite a difficult league to link, but again, he could be a great super sub for you, or even if you can get him into your team on 7 chemistry, 8 chemistry, linking to some icons or something like that, you'll have an absolute blast with Corona. I'm absolutely 100% sure of that. And the 5-star 5-star, it's just so good. The Elasticos, the outside Elasticos, the fake Grabanas, you'll have an absolute blast. And finally, to finish off the right side of things, boys, we have got ourselves one to watch Messi. Now, if you can somehow afford this man, you'll have an absolute ball of fun. Obviously, the one to watch is ridiculously expensive. I don't expect a lot of you guys to want to shell out 2.5 million on a right midfielder. But even just using Messi's normal card, I literally can't rave about him enough. One of my favorite players this year. He's literally been in my pro team throughout the entirety of the year so far. I'm currently got his 94 in form, which I'm really enjoying. His finesse shots, the way that the meta's working with this game at the moment with the greens outside the box. You don't even need to green it with Messi, chaps. It just flies in the top bins. Can't advise him enough. And with his normal card going for like 350k now, seriously, cannot advise it enough. Get him into your squads. So that finishes off all the right midfielders, right wingers, right forwards. Some absolutely great options here. Few, you know, skillers options. Then, you know, you've got Adama and Chiesa, a bit more pacey. But a great set of right-sided players here. Let's jump into the strikers to finish off this attackers episode and see who we've got popping off there. And into the attackers to finish us off, ladies and gentlemen. We have got ourselves first the Versus Ice Correa card. Now, this is the one I wanted to put in. It was a little bit cheaper. But anyway, Correa, 91 pace, 90 dribbling, 86 shooting. A really great card. The 93 agility, 90 balance is absolutely great, and obviously has some fantastic links in the Liga Santander. And now moving on to some absolute big boy expensive players. We've got the man Gabriel Jesus, 5-star skill moves, 5'9", just an absolutely blitz amazing card, chaps. Being Brazilian and being in the Premier League, along with like 96 agility, the 88 stamina, the only thing letting him down, considering he is 1 million coins, is the 3-star weak foot. But this is a man that I'm very confident I'm going to get into my Premier League team, guys, because he just looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure if you guys want a Premier League striker, this is the man that you should go for, with the 5-star skills being very unpredictable. Next up, CR7, the Champions League version. Again, we've got some local 5-star skill moves, high-low work rate, 6'2". Now, CR7 is not as overpowered this year as he's been in previous years, but I'm sure as he starts getting a few more special cards, we'll start seeing him creep back into pro teams. But, you know, he is still a top card. The 88 agility on someone who's 6'2" is very good. And then the shooting, guys. We all know what CR7 shooting is like in game. He's just an absolute disgrace of a player to use. And being in the Premier League, he obviously gets them amazing links. And, you know, you can also link CR7 to someone like Renato Sanchez's centre mid Portugal card, for example, boys. Anyway, the next man we've got coming up, if you didn't see him in the left mid spot and you thought, what the hell? Like, how have you not included him? It's because we've got the brand new winter wildcard Neymar in at the striker spot. And wow, boys, just you know what? I'm bowing down to this. It's unbelievable. I did just do that with my hands. I don't know if it went in the camera. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. Neymar, as you guys know, literally one of the most fun cards in FIFA ever. Potentially the most fun card ever in terms of the way he feels in game. Look at the 98 agility, the 90 balance. If you guys have the coins somehow for this Neymar, you're just going to have so much fun with this type of card. But seriously, if you guys can get Neymar into the squad, how many times do we talk about in these types of meta overpowered videos? The 5-star is absolutely invaluable. And finally, to finish off the top 5 most overpowered and meta players in each position, attackers video, we have got the man. I tried to switch to it and I failed. Kylian Mbappe, 6 foot, high-low work rates. This is obviously the informed version. What an absolute fantastic player. But even if you can't get the informed version, boys, just get Mbappe's normal card into your team if you can afford it, because you will just have an absolute blast. And I'm sure, as you all know, the most nightmare player to play against in FUT Champions. It's just an absolute disaster playing against this man consistently. The 90 stamina, boys, look at the dribbling, the pace and the shooting, and his normal card has literally been in my pro team for the entire year, boys. But that finishes off the attackers. Some very, very strong options there. I would say, you know, the main man out of all of these is certainly Neymar with this new Winter Wildcard upgrade. It's obviously just so expensive. But ladies and gentlemen, that will finish off this little mini series of looking at the top 5 most overpowered and meta players in each position. Obviously doing the defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Let me know what you guys thought of it all in the comments down below if you found it helpful. And yeah, just to do an overall summary of everything, which I've mentioned in the other 2 videos of the midfielders and defenders, just make sure you have some combination of these players sort of scattered around your team. If you're looking to have fun, these types of players will give you fun. I'm absolutely 100% confident of that. I've tried to show you guys, you know, the expensive ones and then a few little cheaper ones as well, so that we're looking extremely versatile. Whew, right, that was a lot of words. Thank you very much for all watching. We'll have plenty more content coming out over the month, ladies and gentlemen. But that's enough talking from me. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all on the next one.